Hello guys, welcome back. This is the Thonan here, this is the Daily Grind, and this is DC Legends. I had an issue with the video that I actually recorded for the Saturday session, where it ended up so big that it didn't code properly, and then for some reason I couldn't upload it to YouTube because it was almost 2 hours long in one go. So maybe it's just that my cell phone cannot handle it or something like that. But the point of the video was to um, make the big jump, the first big jump in the strategy. Now that the account is level 35, the goal is to have full gear 4 characters so you can clear chapter 4 and 5 of story mode. And well, it involved a lot of work and guessing, so I kind of saved you the trouble of seeing, but I'm just going to show you that all my characters are still full gear 2, even though I have unlocked the next nodes. Now, the procedure is like this. You start your day normally. We had our characters parked at level 20. Sorry. And sorry. Um, and then you do all your dailies. You do your 30 heroics, you do your 20 extra normal missions, so you gather 50 missions in one day, so you can cash the 600,000. But by now you have to start buying energy and be very careful. We have reached the point where you only get one or maybe two levels in a day. Yes. So you have to time this properly. Just like I told you on the first days, first you empty your energy and then you see how many missions you can cash from the normal missions. Yesterday I had a busy day, so I couldn't PvP fully, but as you can see, that's the only mission I wasn't able to finish. And I'm also saving some gear for Sunday. So the procedure is like this: you empty your energy, then you do your hero challenge whenever you can, cash your rewards, and then you work on red alerts. You should be able to finish red alerts now every day. So that's where the next step comes in. You have to go to the upgrade events, and for example, now I have done that with the hero challenge, with the hero side, so I'm going to go with fearsome powers that I wasn't able to finish this side of the event. And now you're going to bring most of your roster to level 30, like this. And in the case of Luthor, I even had to waste well, that was for me because I didn't PvP, so you should get him to rank 2 instead of working on Sinestro. Work with Luthor instead, for a very single reason and simple reason. He gets a massive turn meter down move on a fairly short cooldown, and this way you can control the flow of the match. Like for example here, boom, he goes down. um, and that gives me a couple of rounds to heal the team, give them some speed up. Now, fearsome powers, I haven't tried this on with level 30 toons, and I'm not going to sink any type of resource on Sinestro because it's really a waste. You're far better off with Luthor than you are with Sinestro. Even though they both have turn meter control, you get your meter control with Luthor rank 2, and Sinestro takes way too long to be useful, and you need his passive and stuff like that, so it's way more complicated, way more resources needed, so it's not a very good investment. I don't think I'm going to 3-star this. Let me try. Yeah, that was it for the 3-star. This is still not really required in your game. This is if you want to get it done, go ahead, because it's very time consuming. I would wait until the second week of your account, so next Friday, to really tackle the fearsome events. The hero side is very easy. Sinestro is a very crappy opponent, and you can finish that with your characters at level 20, rank 2. I went with Jordan, Flash, Jay Garrick, and Satana. And pretty much as soon as you unlock Star Sapphire, you're gonna face Satana out of your roster. She's a one-pointer when she's featured in the Alliance missions, so it's not really worth the effort. Sapphire hits way harder, has better management of the field because she can debuff, and starting from rank 4 she becomes self-sustainable, and she's a very big asset on Red Alerts. So now I only have to repeat these once, and I'm going to keep spending gold. You don't have to spend gold this way. This is if you want to. But you bring your energy characters, because this is the energy event, you bring your energy characters to level 30, rank 2 when possible, and you're going to end up with a team like this. Even if you didn't get the 50 shard prize for the raids event that is coming on again, you should unlock Cyborg pretty easily now. He's on the common PvP packs. He's one of the commonest rewards, along with Lex Luthor. So this team shouldn't be problematic for you to finish. In fact, Flash is going to become a pain in the butt to rank up again, because he only gets a single node in the campaign. But you need, out of this team, you need Lex Luthor at rank 2. You need the metahuman deterrent. It goes like this. You start buffing and accruing stuff with Cyborg. Shield, you have to use this first wave to prepare. Get as many speeds ups as you can with the Flash, as much shield as you can with Hal Jordan, because these guys hit hard. Damn it. Well, I missed the speed up with Flash. It's still doable, it's just going to be weird. And you have to focus fire everything you have on this blue character, because she puts bleeds, and then in her next move she's going to use heal immunity. Fortunately, with Luthor you can get rid of taunt. And that's what you want Cyborg for. So shields, heals. This is the last chance. You have to go into the third wave fully healed and with as much shields as you can manage to. All the speeds up. And you can use this breather to recharge your big moves, like the missile for Cyborg, more speeds up, like this, and the metahuman deterrent. So depending on how you reach this wave, you start with a stun, because Black Adam is always going to open up with his AoE, and just let it rip on him. Okay, he's pretty fast now, so just recharge the team shield, and this is what you want Lex Luthor for. Because you want the add-ons, the greens are very, very easy, so you want Adam to stay in place for a little while, just enough. He's going to get off before you get to gear 4. He's going to get at least one AoE, and he's going to bring your characters, no matter how much shield you have, he's going to bring them to less than half health. So you lose the healing from Luthor and all that other stuff. But once you reach this point, it becomes way, way easier, because you can at least buffer some shield and they will survive for a 3-star. That's a 3-star victory right here. But your characters have to be level 30, and at least Luthor, because Cyborg you unlock at rank 2, so he already has all his moves. But Luthor you unlock at 1-star, and you really need that meter down move. Now, depending on how you have been playing, you should have enough speed force to farm this once you get the 3 stars. So just leave it at that. If you can finish on the same event, this event will repeat itself on Tuesday. you get a chance. But here's the thing. Um, when when you are upgrading your gear, try to do a lot of characters at once, even if you're going to ruin your legendary mission for upgrading gears, because you want them to stay within the same power level. Like, uh, like if I bring just one of these to full gear 4, red alerts is not going to be impossible, but it's going to get harder. So you have to keep it this way. Um, I will work after today on the characters that help with the hero challenge. First, work on these first for your account. So I'm not going to do energy anymore, so it will go like this. I don't have a lot of options, so I would go like this or like this once you unlock Siren. I will work on these characters. Um, I have tried the third boss node, this one, with the level 30 tunes, and it's still impossible. You don't do enough damage. I'm certain that I'm going to be able, after the reset, I'm going to upgrade all of these characters to full gear 4, then I will be able to beat this particular node. And for the Kandak challenge, if you are just starting out, these type of events are open to every character you have. So you should, or well, you must work on a combination of characters that would work well in Red Alert 2. Something with self-sustain, something with kind of passive heals. I'm going to try it, but such a low level account, even if I manage to bring my characters to gear 5 or 6, that's not going to be enough to fully finish the event. So I'm just going to work on unlocking Black Adam. Anything you can get on Black Adam is cool. So don't worry about that too much. And don't worry about the current week. We are going to finish the event with nearly a legendary 1 character. Everything is going to happen on the second week of this event. On this second week is when you get your legendary 1, and maybe you can push it to legendary 2. And in between, if you really push for gear, because if you have noticed, I'm low like 2000 gems from the day before, from the previous video. That's because I have repeated a lot of nodes from the energy, the mystical archive, and physical showcase. I'm going to do mystical archive in a separate video because I want to unlock Cheetah first. But I just showed you energy. It's one of the most difficult of all the events. Now with the Black Adam rework, it's real tough. And this, the physical one, I already finished. Use Jay Garrick. I don't have time to do a full run. If I buy the extra tries, I won't be able to finish in time, because it's still very depending on luck. But the team I used for that is okay. This is billion energy. The team I used was this. Doesn't matter who goes on leader. Well, you know what? What the hell? Let's do that. Let's do that too. Just remember this thing is. It depends a lot on whether you get criticals or not when fighting Doomsday. If Doomsday gets 2 rows of buffs, you're done. And you start like this, using Jay Garrick. I think this is better than using Bane, but with Bane you have to be rank 2 so you get the backbreaker. And you have to upgrade the backbreaker to at least a 60% chance to a stun. So it's not guaranteed. And everything is going to hinge on whether or not Bane stuns Doomsday. But you start like this. You start gathering your speed ups. Go for the greens first. The greens hit harder. And then you can work on the blues. Jay is a very, very good tune for this event. The Reds really needed the speedster. So it's cool that they gave us Jay. He is very low damage, but he has a very decent control game, and he rules, really. Now, you have to reach Doomsday with at least 50% health on all characters. This is the problem with Jay. His cooldowns are gigantic. And he needs like level 56 before you can get 2 speeds up every time you use this. So meanwhile, just focus fire and remember that Batman, Cape Crusader, he also has to be rank 2 to get the bat kick. He has to reach Doomsday with his back kick active. And preferably you want to reach that point invisible too. And just focus on Doomsday. Put as many agility down as you can. This is also very, very important. When you're starting out, you're going to have to work on certain characters whether you like them or not. Because if you don't want to do it this way, then you have to wait until you have a couple of legendary characters with that's going to take around 2 months before you can start working on your team. This series of videos is to get you up on your feet as fast as possible. Now, remember, this is the first week and we're going to have a full roster of Gear 4 characters. Try to do that on your own. And now, some meter down, just to give the other guys some breathing room. That's the first row of buffs. We have to work quickly. After he gets the second one, he can start using the Devastator, and that means he's going to kill one of your characters every round. So once Doomsday goes down, this is just a joke. And yes, your characters have to be level 32. Now, if because you're going to run into trouble real fast, because this has been only a week since we started playing. So technically, there's still 2 more days in this week, because I started before one of the resets. So it's 7 days, but I'm going to have 8 resets in my account, whatever. So, see, I was able to finish this 3-star, and I'm going to speed force this, and I'm going to be forced to buy speed force. Don't get too attached to your gold. You're going to see in the next video what the performance for these characters is. But I just want to show you that they are level 30, but they're still full gear 2. I haven't upgraded any of them. And this works better, for example, if you upgrade quick draw to level 5, you can forget about the storm of arrows. This is useless before you get your leader skill. So it's pointless to skill up green arrow before he is rank 5 or legendary, because the legendary upgrade for storm of arrows, it's 2 strength downs on AoE, and when he is gear 10 his critical chance is 43, I believe, and over 50 when he reaches gear 11. So no use on working on green arrow for his AoE when you are this low. But you have to work on quick draw. And before we tackle node 4 of the physical event, you are going to have to bring that basic up to level 5, because we need the 2 agility downs. It can be done with other characters, it can be done any other way, but remember, this is a video series for newbies, just to show them what is possible and that they can start working on their account real hard, real fast. I have been playing for around 4 hours total, and 6 if you consider last night, Saturday, because I was farming the material events manually, but that's not advancing the account in levels. So later today, after the reset on Sunday, I'm going to bring all of these characters up, and this is just as a benchmark. You can finish all the missions every day if you start working near the reset, or if you plan accordingly. For example, if you have a weird reset that happens for you in the middle of the night when you are sleeping, then instead of stopping playing before the reset, empty your energy fully. Make sure that you have no energy stored before going to sleep. 8 hours of sleep is enough to recover 120 energy, more or less. No, 8 hours of sleep, it's 96 energy that you are going to get back. So before you have 96 energy, 8 hours doesn't matter. Just when you start playing, make sure that you have full energy, and you can plan your day. I plan mine around the reset, so I stop playing 8 to 10 hours before the reset. I cannot spend any more energy, because if I do, I have to buy extra energy that day, whether through the Alliance shop or buying it manually here on the normal premium store. Same for the PvP energy. At least 8 hours before reset, I have to finish. If I haven't finished my 27 fights, then I finish them anyways, but I know that I will have to buy extra PvP energy the next day. Uh, but it can be done. It can be planned ahead, and I'm just going to show you before the reset that you are capable of finishing the Node 2 of this event of the Mystical Archive with just 3 characters. Now, this is way more difficult when you start out, and Wonder Woman DOJ is not the PvP board reward, sorry, because you have to first reach the end of Heroic 3, and then you have to farm 25 shards of Princess of Themyscira before you are able to use her. But you can get instead, and it's going to be actually faster within 2 weeks. You do your red alerts every day, and you're going to get Siren and Star Sapphire unlocked, and then you only have to go after Cheetah. And your team for this event is going to be Cheetah, Satana, Star Sapphire, and Siren. And Siren and Cheetah have a pretty good synergy with Blitz, so the team is going to be different. And I'm going to showcase that team later once I get Star Sapphire. My blues are going to stay very low, and you can get maybe Swamp Thing. And once you get Swamp Thing, you can pretty much forget about Cheetah and Siren unless you want to work on them. But for the time being, you only need 3 characters to tackle the mystical event. If you happen to have Satana, Cheetah, and Siren, then you can actually 3-star all the way until the last node, because Blitz are that good. But that's a very specific scenario. But if you started playing a couple of months ago, you should have Prince of Themyscira unlocked and many other characters. But the very minimum you need, and the way you did that before, was just bring Satana and Cheetah to level 50, get them to gear 2, and you can 3-star with just those 2 the whole event up to node 5 with just Cheetah and Satana. But now that they introduced red alerts and that you have to keep your teams somewhat within the same power level and same rank, just so you're able to finish every day, unlock the other characters before working on the Mystical Archive. Outside of Swamp Thing and Star Sapphire, there are no real good blues that you can farm reliably. I mean, there is Princess of Themyscira, who is one of the most meta capable blues in the game, and but she only gets one. She only gets one node, and it's going to take you forever to bring her to Legendary 3, which is the point at which Princess of Themyscira actually becomes viable for PvP. No matter the gear, but you have to get her to Legendary 3. Before that, she has her uses, but she's not as powerful as she needs to be. And you can replace her with whoever. Meanwhile, Star Sapphire is also single node, and she is on Heroic 6, I believe. And then there is Black Adam, but Black Adam is Heroic 8, and he's also single node, so you're pretty much left with very, very crappy blues. But you can try to unlock Alan Scott during this month Siege, In fact, the siege starts today, and I'm going to show you. You won't get him legendary 1 maybe, but with this newbie account we might be able to finish with a rank 4 or a rank 5. That rank 5 or even a rank 4 extra blue that is not one of the included characters in the game that you can manually unlock or farm, that's pretty amazing, because most of the blues have been monthly toons, so they are not farmable anymore, or they have been paywalled, so you are SOL when you try to build your team of blues. And you're going to have to rely on guys like this, like Grundy, like Star Sapphire, like Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is going to take you around 3 months to Legendary 1 if you finish your red alerts every day. Because he gets 60, 70 shards, so maybe 4 months at tops for your first Legendary level on Swamp Thing. But yeah, a couple of months before you get him to rank 5, and that's where he starts becoming useful. For PvP, I mean. So, well, that's all for the video. You just saw how to defeat nodes 2 of physical and energy event that will allow you to bring your whole roster of greens and reds to full gear 4, and that way on Tuesday we start working on node 4 of the energy event. Then on Thursday we're going to work on the red side of the event, also node 4, and then next Saturday we're going to gear up everybody and bring the account to level 40, because by that time we should be around level 43, 44. So with that said, I leave you. Thank you for your time. Remember to subscribe, hit that little bell on the screen so you get notified when I upload new content, and leave your comments, leave your suggestions to improve this channel. This was Thonan, this was the Daily Grind. See you next time, and in the meantime, keep grinding on.